परमंश परिव्राजकाचार्य सुतर सदस्मान भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। आनंद कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री रविदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्ति वृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपिनाथ श्याम राधा कुंड की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। नववेद भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to their soul. All glories to their soul. All glories to their soul. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Avinashi tu tad vidhi yena sarvam idam tatam vinasham avyayasya asya na kaschit kartum arhati. Avinashi tu tadvidhi, avinashi tu tadvidhi, yena sarvamidam tatam, yena sarvamidam tatam, vinasham avyayasyasya, vinasham avyayasyasya, na kaschit kartamarhati, na kaschit kartamarhati. Avinashi tu tadvidhi, avinashi tu tadvidhi, yena sarvam idam tatam, yena sarvam idam tatam, vinasham avyayasyasya, vinasham avyayasyasya, na kaschit kartamarhati, na kaschit kartamarhati. Avinashi tu tadvidhi, avinashi tu tadvidhi, yena sarvam idam tatam, yena sarvam idam tatam, vinasham. Avinashi, imperishable, tu, but, tat, that, vidti, know it, yena, by whom, sarvam, all of the body, idam, this, tatam, widespread, vinasham, destruction, avyayasya, of the imperishable, asya, of it, nakaschit, no one, kartum, to do, arhati, able. Translation: know that which pervades the entire body is indestructible. No one is able to destroy the imperishable soul.
Avinashi tu tad vidhi jena sarvam idam tatam. Vinasham abhyasya asya na kaschit kartumarhati. Now it is very clearly enunciated the nature of the soul. Any sensible man can understand. This is practical. Normally all the verses, they were more or less theoretical. Dehinasmin yathadehi kaumaram yoganam jara. It may be taken theoretical, not theoretically, but actually the fact, but still less intelligent cannot understand that there is a soul within the body. But here it is explained very clearly. Avinashitu tad viddhi, that thing which is spread all over the world. Avinashitu tad viddhi, that avinashi, imperishable. So what is spread all over the body? Consciousness. That is spread all over the body. Everyone can understand that if I pinch any part of my body or yours, any part of the body, you feel pain. Or similarly, if you get some other facilities, pleasure, the pains and pleasure are felt so long there is consciousness. Any man can understand. And as soon as the consciousness is not there, sometimes we are made unconscious by drugs, by chloroform and other anesthetic medicine, or by nature, unconscious state. There are 3 stages. Jagriti, Swapna, Sushupti. Anyone has got this experience. One stage is that you are awakened. Another stage is sleeping. And another stage is unconscious. 3 stages. Jagriti, Swapna and Sushupti, the Sanskrit name. Jagriti, when you are awakened, our consciousness is very acute, very strong. In sleeping state, there is consciousness, but it is not so active. And unconscious state means consciousness is somewhere or other subdued, not working. 3 stages. So, death means that unconsciousness for a long period. That is death. Because the soul is eternal. It will be explained. There is no birth and death. So when this body is annihilated, so the soul remains unconscious for a period. 7 months for human being. 7 months unconscious state within the womb of the mother. After 7 months, the consciousness revives. Just like if you have got an experience under chloroform, unconsciousness, the surgical operation takes place, you do not understand, you do not perceive pains and pleasure, but you remain for a certain hours unconscious, then gradually dream comes. Just from unconsciousness, the dream comes. And from dream, you are awake. As you go down from awakening stage to dream, dream to unconsciousness, similarly you come up also. From unconsciousness to dream, from dream to awakening consciousness. So death means when this body is lost, gross body, the soul remains in the subtle body. intelligence, mind and ego. That subtle body carries him to another body. But those who are not intelligent, they do not understand what is the subtle body. Although it is clearly said, subtle body means mind, intelligence. You have got mind, intelligence, everyone knows. But these rascals, because they cannot see mind and intelligence, they think that this man is God. Mind, intelligence, and everyone knows that he has got mind. I know you have got your mind, I have got my mind. You have got intelligence, I have got intelligence. But I do not see your intelligence. It is subtle. Just like there is sky, but here is sky in my front, but I do not see. These things, as they become more subtle and subtler, these gross senses cannot experience. Therefore the soul is so subtle that it is not possible to perceive the presence of soul with these material senses. So these rascals, they simply say, no, I cannot see soul. How can you see? That is not possible. It is so minute and so subtle that it cannot be seen by this gross eye. Achinta khalijai bhava, nata tarkena jojaya. So, Krishna says, just imagine, thought that jena sarvam idam tatam. Idam, this body, tatam. Tatam means expanded, spread. So we can understand the consciousness that if I press, if I pinch, or otherwise we feel pain, so that is consciousness. So, Krishna clearly says that that thing is avinashi, imperishable. Now, Krishna has said previously that we, I, you and all others, we existed in the past. So we existed in the past. That means we are all individuals. In the past also, we are individuals, and at the present, we are individuals, and we shall continue to be individuals in the future. There is no such thing as the Mayavadi philosopher or rascals. They say that after liberation, they all intermingle, becomes a homogeneous lump. No. Even after liberation, we remain individual, particles. It is not that a mixer, homogeneous mixing up. Even in matter, what to speak of spirit, it will be explained that spirit cannot be cut into pieces. That means we are all spirit soul. It is not. We are lumped together at one time. Now we have been cut into pieces and therefore we are individual. This is Mayavadi philosophy. It is not that. We are individuals, sanatana, eternally. That will be explained. Mamaivamsa jiva, jiva loka, sanatana. Eternally we are individuals. Nitya nityanam, cetanas cetananam. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme Chetan, conscious. Just like we are consulting dictionary yesterday. Supreme Being. Therefore His consciousness is also supreme. As we are living being, not supreme, subordinate. Similarly, God is also being, but the supreme being. That is it. Very simple thing. You cannot say that I am supreme. As these rascals say, that I am God. How you can be God? Are you supreme? As soon as we ask this question, are you supreme? No. Then how you become God? The supreme means, that is also, we consult a dictionary. Supreme means the highest authority. So, is any one of us the highest authority? No. Nobody is highest authority. Everyone is under the grip of materialism. How you can be highest authority? But they imagine, yes, I am high authority, I meditate, I am the highest authority, I am moving the sun, I am moving this, I am simply rascal. This is their meditation. Falsely think that I am the supreme, I am controlling everything, the sun is moving under my direction, everything, the water is, seas, I will say, there, under my direction. Simply, this is their meditation. Impersonal. Just try to understand how much fool is there. Any sane man will say that I am moving the sun, I am moving the moon, I am moving the sea. Any sane man will say like that. Nobody will say. Will you say, anyone here, that we are moving the sun, we are moving the moon? Who is there? Anyone? Who can say? Nobody can say. And still these rascals they are claiming that he has become God. God. You are all God. This rascal philosophy has killed the whole world. Atheism. So many incarnation, gods, all false theories only. This is going. So many gurus, all rascals. All rascals. Take it for granted. Anyone who is speaking against the principle of Bhagavad Gita, he is a rascal, number one. That's all. Don't give you any credit. Tell him on the face. Whether you accept Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. If he says no, then you are rascal. That's all. There is no exemption. At least you must know that here is a rascal. Because God is Krishna, the Supreme, Ishara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, accepted by all acharyas, by all Vedic Shastra. And when he was present himself, he proved himself that he is God. Nobody was equal to Krishna when he was personally present. Throughout the whole history of Mahabharata, you can see, nobody was equal to Krishna. And nobody was greater than Krishna. Many, many demons came to fight with him, to kill him. Even when he was a child, the Putana demon came to kill him by poisoning. But Krishna is so kind. The Putana smeared over her breast poison. And Krishna sucked the breast and sucked her life also. But she was given liberation, the position of mother. Krishna is so kind, that is supreme consciousness, that however this demon, Putana, was innocent or ignorant, she came to kill me without knowing that I cannot be killed. That is her ignorance. But so far I am concerned, I have touched her breast as mother, therefore she should be given the position of mother. Like Jasodama. This is Krishna. She felt in himself so much of life because this is service, just like mother gives service to the child without any return. She gives from the very beginning of her life within the home. The mother feeds the child. The process is given by nature, but mother feeds. Therefore, when pregnant, the mother should not eat any pungent things because it will give to the tender skin and heart of the child. She should eat only very simple things, but they have no conscience. They are now killing. What to speak of? Maintaining the child very nicely, that there is a child, my son or my daughter, she must be provided with all comforts in the home. There is no motherly affection in this Kali Yuga. In the material world, motherly affection is considered to be the highest form of love. But the Kali Yuga is so polluted that mother is also giving up her love for the children. Just imagine what is the Kali Yuga. Manda sumanda matayo, manda bhagyajpadita. So, this Kali Yuga is so strong that it attracts even the so-called devotees also. Kali Yuga is very strong. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended that if you want to save yourself, if you at all desire to take the position of Amrita, if you are interested, nobody is interested. Krishna says, Amrita taya kalpate. That is the aim of life. How I shall become immortal? How I shall not become subjected to the four principles of distress condition, birth, death, disease and all. Nobody is serious. They are so dull. Therefore, they have been described munda. Munda means so bad, so rascal, that they have no ambition of life. They do not know what is the goal of life. Munda. Munda means bad. And sumanda matayo. And if some of them, just to become little recognized as very religious, you will accept some rascal as guru, magician, and eat everything, do everything, and become spiritualist. And his rascal guru will say, yes, you can eat anything, you can do anything. Religion has nothing to do with eating. It is going on. The Christian people, it is explicitly, clearly said, thou shalt not kill. But they are killing. Still they are conscious. They are very much proud. I am Christian. And what kind of Christian you are? You are regularly disobeying the order of Christ. And still you are Christian. So everything is going on. Either Christian, Mohammedan or Hindu, so-called, all of them have become rascal. That's all. This is Kali Yuga. Manda, sumanda matayo. They have created their own imaginary religious principle and therefore they are condemned. They do not know the adanta gopi visadam kamishram punacharvita charvanana. The life is, the aim of life is to realize God. This is human life. But they are so much embarrassed with these uncontrollable senses that they are going to the darkest region of material existence. Adanta gopi. Adanta means uncontrolled. They cannot control the senses. They have become so unfortunate that simple thing, little effort, little austerity to control the senses. The yoga process means to control the senses. Yoga does not mean that you show some magic. The magician also can show magic. We have seen one magician, he created immediately so much coins. Tang. Next moment it is all finished. So, the life, that missing, the aim of life. Manda sumanda matayu. Why? Manda bhagya. The unfortunate. So you take it for granted. We are trying, even our King's Consciousness mission, we are trying to awaken. Still they are so unfortunate that cannot give up sense gratification. So unfortunate. Condemned unfortunate. Repeatedly we are spending our gallons of blood. Don't do this. Still they are doing. Cannot give up even sleeping. So condemned. Kali Yuga. Manda sumanda matayu. So it is very difficult with these rascals. Very, very difficult. Therefore, my Guru Maharaj is Guru Maharaj. Gaur Krishna Das Maharaj. They are not preaching. They are disgusted that I have no power to reform these rascals. Better don't bother. Let them go to hell. At least let me. But still, my Guru Maharaj preached. You are so kind. And he asked us also to do the same thing. But it is very, very difficult. People are so rascal, so condemned, so sinful. It is very, very difficult to raise them. Very difficult. Manda sumanda matayu, manda bhagya. So only those who are very fortunate, they will understand that I am eternal, abhinashi, I am imperishable. I am put into this condition of perishable condition due to this my material body. So how to get out of it? They have no ambition. Just like dogs and cats. Simply senseless village. Krishna is so kind. How? Very clearly explains. You try to understand what is the soul. So who does not understand there is consciousness all over the world? Tati vidhi, jena sarvamidam tatham. They will jump over. Yes, I am the Supreme God. God's consciousness is also spread all over. That's all right. But is your consciousness spread all over the universe? Both of us, we are conscious. But He is Supreme Conscious. Therefore, His consciousness is spread all over the universe, all over the creation. In the 13th chapter, you will find, Krishna said, Khetragam cha mang vidhi sarva khetresu bharat. I am also Khetragam. Super soul. What is the difference between super soul and soul? Soul, consciousness, is spread all over this body. You are soul. Your consciousness spread all over your body. I am soul. My consciousness spread all over body. But my consciousness not spread all over your body. Neither your consciousness spread all over my body. But God's, Krishna's consciousness is spread over your body and my body, his body and everything. So, Krishna is super or the supreme because his consciousness is spread all over the universe. You cannot hide anything from Krishna. That is not possible. You cannot hide. Sarvasya chaham hridisannivishta. After all, you are making your plan with your heart and soul. The soul is there, and the heart is there, mind is there. Now we are making plan, but you cannot hide the plan from the consciousness of Krishna. He is sitting there. That is super conscious. One, Aurobindo, he was trying to get super consciousness. His philosophy is super consciousness. Anyone who is here knows about Aurobindo. That is super consciousness you cannot get. That is not possible. Super consciousness is for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. Vedaham samiti tam. Krishna says, I know everything. In the Bhagavad it is said, Janmadasya jata annayati tadatascha artheshu avijñā. The absolute truth is that from whom everything is emanated. And he knows everything. Annayat itaratascha artheshu. We have explained many times. Artheshu, just like I am conscious, but I do not know actually what is there within my body, how it is constituted, how many veins are there, how the blood is becoming red. We have no actually information. I do not know what is within this finger. I am claiming it is my finger. Yeah, it is my finger, but I do not know how the finger is constituted. Therefore, I am not avijñā. Although there is my consciousness, I am not avijñā. Avijñā means expert in the knowledge. That is called avijñā. Very experienced. But Krishna is avijñā. That is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna is avijñā. That is, say, Janmadasya jataha in the Bhagavad beginning. Janmadasya jataha annayat, indirectly or directly, annayat means directly, itaratascha or indirectly. We may know directly that this is my finger. But indirectly I do not know what is the constitution of finger, how it is working, how it is moving. We do not know. I know directly this is my hair. But indirectly how I am cutting here and again it is growing, it is unknown. I say these are my hairs, but I cannot count how many hairs are there. So, I am conscious to a certain extent only, not fully. I am not avijñā. I am not very expert. These are simple truths, but these rascals are claiming that I am God. The God means he is conscious, not only conscious, he is avijñā. Very expert, knows everything. And sarat. Now, to get avijñata or experience, we have to consult somebody. But God is sarat. Sarat means his personality is so independent that he doesn't require to take knowledge from anyone else. That is God. Sarat. Sarat means fully independent. That is it. Now how he become? Sabhaviki jnana bala kriyacha. These are the descriptions in the Veda. Sabhaviki. His knowledge is very natural. Sabhavik. Just like he has something itching. Immediately my hand attention. Yes. Savabhik. It is not that I have to think, now here it is itching, what I have to do. No, immediately hand comes. Savabhik. By nature. Similarly, when God has to create, as soon as He desires, let there be creation. Immediately. He hasn't got to think, make a plan, how to do it, how to execute it, where to get the ingredients. No. His energies are so perfect that as soon as He desires, everything. That is God. That is God. And that is happening. Maya dhakkena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. He desires prakriti, nature, immediately produce rose flower. Prakriti helps immediately. The color is coming, the beauty is coming, everything is coming. These rascals say it is automatic. No automatically. There is expert knowledge behind it. That is God. So, let us utilize this consciousness, this sense to how to understand that supreme consciousness, supreme God, because I am not supreme. Although I am conscious, I am not supremely conscious. I am not expert. God is expert. So always there is difference between God and ourselves. We cannot be equal with God. That is not possible. This is sense. Otherwise, all rascaldom, don't be victim of the rascal. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Which was the shloka under discussion? What is the translation and what is the shloka talking about?
अविनाशी तो तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं देतं विनाशम अव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुम् अर्हसि. So here Lord says that the consciousness which spreads all over the body, that you have to know that is imperishable.
And the shloka is talking about the nature of the soul.
Yes.
Hari Bol. What is spread all over the body? And give example. The Prabhupada gave example. Yes. Hari Gauranga.
The consciousness is spread all over the body. And Prabhupada was giving example that if somebody pinches us, then immediately we feel the pain. And similarly, we can feel the pleasure also.
Hari Bol. So what are the three stages of consciousness?
जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्त.
Hari Bol. What do they mean in English? Yes.
Jagrat means awakened. Swapna means in dream state, and Sushupti is unconscious.
Hari Bol. What is death in this context only? Pratikru?
Long period of unconsciousness. Long period of unconsciousness stage.
Hari Bol. Because the soul is eternal. Then Prabhupada said something more about this only. When this body is annihilated, what happens? Next. Yes. No.
So when the body is annihilated, the soul goes to the womb of a mother. For almost 7 months, it remains unconscious. Then it gradually develops to like sleeping stage, and then finally it becomes fully conscious.
Hari Bol. What example did he give in context of this? In practical life? Yes, sir.
When a person is given anesthetic during operation, he gradually comes from unconscious to dreaming and to awakened state.
And
Awakened state.
Haribo. Then little more about death. Prabhupada said death means when this body is lost, what happens? What happens to the soul? Yes, Tribhangopal.
When body is lost, gross body is lost, but subtle body along with the soul gets carried away to another body.
Haribo. How to refute the argument that I do not see your intelligence? What example Prabhupada gave? Intelligence is not seen. Yes, bro.
Prabhupada says mind, intelligence and ego are the part of subtle body. As we can see, cannot see soul, we can't see intelligence, we can't see mind. So if someone says, where is soul? You can say, we can't see intelligence, but everybody have intelligence.
That is true. Example Prabhupada gave to understand practical. Yes.
The example of sky, like we cannot see the sky. Similarly, we cannot see the intelligence.
Haribo. Krishna said previously, earlier shloka, that we, I, you and all others, we existed in the past. So what is that referring to? Which Prabhupada developed eventually, that concept. Yes.
Prabhupada was referring that we were all individuals before also. Currently also we are individuals. So he was defeating the Mayavad philosophy that we had come from the one lump and again will be merging to a lump together. So
Haribo. Which shloka did he quote to prove this point that we are always individuals for all time? Yes. Keshav Kripa Prabhu.
Mamevam sajiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. We are eternal.
Haribo. We are eternally parts and parcels of Krishna. The supreme means two words. Yes, Ashok Prabhu. He's fearless.
Highest authority.
Haribo. But what is the impersonalist meditation? Yes, Shiv Kumar Krishna Prabhu.
the impersonalists meditate that I am controlling the sun, I am controlling the moon, I am controlling the sea. So they think that by meditation, they'll realize one day that they are God, they are controlling everything.
Haribo. Prabhupada said, just try to understand how much foolish they are. What is the outcome of this rascal philosophy? Yes, Abhishek.
Whole world is becoming atheists. They are propagating atheism.
It has killed the whole world. Haribo. How did Krishna prove that he is supreme, he is God? And he gave some. Okay, yourself.
So Prabhupada said that Krishna killed many demons, like he gave salvation to Putna, and he treated, he gave her the post of his mother. So,
nobody was equal to Krishna when he was personally present. Throughout the whole history of Mahabharata, you can see nobody was equal to Krishna and nobody was greater than Krishna. Many, many demons came to fight with him, to kill him. Even when he was child, then he killed Putna also. Hare Bol. What was Krishna's obligation towards Putna? Yes, Hari Gaurangu.
Putna, although she came to kill Krishna, but she fed him milk. So as a mother, he was obliged because he took service from Putna. So therefore, he wanted to reciprocate.
Hare Bol. So in this context, Prabhupada talked something about motherly affection. What did he say about it? Yes, Sudhamana Prabhu.
Prabhupada said, what do you speak of mother thinking that how I can give comfort to my child in womb? But Kali Yuga is so deadly that, mother thinks of killing the child in womb itself. So that is the dangerous condition of Kali Yuga.
Hare Bol. What does yoga process mean and not mean? Okay.
Prabhupada says yoga process means to control the senses, not to show the magic.
Hare Bol. What did he say about Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Yes, bro.
Well, he said about Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj, he was so frustrated with all these people in Kali Yuga because they were not able to understand the philosophy and implement in their lives. So he was very frustrated and therefore he didn't want to teach them because it was of no use, he felt. And he said about his Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he was so kind that even though he saw that it's not working, but still he is trying and trying and trying to make them understand the philosophy. So that was his contribution.
Hare Bol. Prabhupada said, but it is very, very difficult job. People are so rascal, so condemned, so sinful. It is very, very difficult to raise them. Very difficult. Manda sumanda matayo, manda bhagyahi upadrataha. So their only ambition in life is sense gratification. What did Prabhupada say about God's consciousness and our consciousness? And verse he quoted. Yes, Sudhamana Prabhu. Acha, okay, here. Amit Prabhu.
Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam.
Okay, that was also the verse.
Super conscious. God is super conscious.
That verse applies, but still Bhagavad Gita verse, chalo, we'll give hint.
Shitaragya se mam viddhi ineshatirita bharata. Exactly.
Kshetradam chapi mam viddhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Meaning?
That I am the conscious of everything. But the living entity is just conscious of his own self.
Hare Bol. God's consciousness is spread all over the universe, in each and every body, whereas ours is only limited to our body. Then he talked about super consciousness. What did he say about super consciousness? Yes, bro.
We were saying that there is one bogus philosophy of super consciousness, like where people are trying to become the supreme consciousness of the whole world with some meditation and all.
Okay, so what is super consciousness? Forget that part. Just simple terms. Okay, Shiv Kumar Krishna.
Prabhupada was telling that I am conscious of my body, you are conscious of your body, but Krishna is conscious of all the bodies and everything, whatever is happening. So this is super consciousness.
That's why we cannot hide anything from him. Hare Bol. For this super consciousness of Krishna, Prabhupada quoted 2 shlokas. Just little lines, few words, which where the two shlokas. Tribhuvan Gopal.
Sarvasva chaham hridi sannivishto and vedaham samatitani.
Then one more is there. I had forgotten that. Sarvasya. Okay, one more. And Janmadiyasya yataha. Abhigyaswara. Haribo. So he's in everyone's heart. He knows about everything. Vedaham samatitani. I know what is past, present, and future. I know how living it is. And Janmadiyasya yataha. He is the source of everything. And he's supremely conscious. So what was the Prabhupada elaborated more about, he said about our not knowing about our body. So some 3-4 things he told. Yes.
Prabhupada said that we are not abhigya because when something happens to our finger, we don't know how it happened. But Krishna knows everything about everything.
Particularly about our body. As such, we know nothing about our body, but some things Prabhupada mentioned.
So Prabhupada told how many veins are there, how our blood color is red.
Blood is becoming red.
Blood is becoming red.
And
what is written on the finger?
What is written?
We are telling this is our finger, but we don't know.
We don't know that it is our finger.
It is connected to us till that time. It is only.
We don't know what is inside.
Inside, what is inside?
How it is constituted. Haribo. Abhigya means what? 3 words maybe. Or 2 words will also do. Yes, Ashok Prabhu.
Expert in the knowledge.
Haribo. And another word is very experienced. Anvayad and itaratas means what? Janmadiyasya yato anvayad itaratas cha artheshu abhigya swarat. So what is anvayad and itaratas? Yes, Jai Prakash.
Anvaya means directly and itaratas means indirectly.
Haribo. So I am conscious to a certain extent only, not fully. I am not abhigya. I am not very expert. How did Prabhupada explain Swarat? And he gave one more shloka line to substantiate it. Krishna is Swarat. What is Swarat? Yes, Ashok.
Swarat means he is fully independent. He doesn't needs anybody help to understand anything. That is Swarat.
Haribo. Prabhupada earlier had told about abhigya, Krishna being abhigya. That means he's very expert. He knows everything. So if we have to know something, we have to approach somebody. But Krishna doesn't have to approach anyone. He doesn't have to take knowledge from anyone else. He knows himself. Swabhaviki jnana balakriyacha. Naturally he has that knowledge, he has strength and all his actions. Then for this Swabhaviki only, in our body he told how it functions. Yes, Raghav Babu.
You are saying that just like when we have itch, so naturally, spontaneously the hand will go and scratch there. The same way, the Lord doesn't have to think, okay, what should I do now? It's spontaneously it happens. So as soon as he desires, so there is a creation like that.
Haribo. What was the conclusion of this lecture? Carry home message. Yes, Pratik Bhru.
Prabhupada telling that don't be victim of this rascal philosophy, Mayavad philosophy.
That was complete at the end. Little bit more. Yes.
The goal of life is to know the supreme conscious with this conscious.
Huh?
Like the goal of life is to understand the supreme conscious with our consciousness.
Okay, let us satisfy him also. He's very desperate. but in your words.
There is always a difference between God and living entity. So use this conscious to understand the supreme conscious that we and God are different. Then we can progress in Kali Yuga.
Let us utilize this consciousness, the sense, how to understand that supreme consciousness, supreme God. Because I am not supreme. Although I am conscious, I am not supremely conscious. I am not expert. God is expert. So always there is difference between God and ourselves. We cannot be equal with God. That is not possible. This is sense. Otherwise, all rascaldom. Don't be victim of the rascal. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी।